I think I accidentally just stepped on one. Sorry. For any animal lovers out there, it was an accident. Obviously, Sunday wasn't the result that we all expected. Well, I don't know if it was the result that we expected, but it wasn't the result that we all wanted. I'm not a big footy fan, but watching the game, Spain were the better team overall, I felt anyway. England did have a good few chances and they got a little bit unlucky on some occasions, but hey ho, let's see what happens at the next tournament, see if England can get further. I mean, I was saying to Nikki as well, even though neither one of us are into football, it would be nice to see England win a major tournament in our lifetime. I mean, 1966 was before mine and her time. So yeah, let's see what happens at the next tournaments. But we're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about boiler breakdowns and that sort of jazz. So again, I'm not going to keep this intro too long. If you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. And if you like the video, click the thumbs up button. I hope you all enjoy the video and I will see you all on Sunday. Have a good one. How are we doing, everyone? So today's job slightly different from what I normally do. Not going to be fixing any boilers just yet. Going to be replacing this Ariston water heater. So it came here a couple of weeks ago and I think it's just lit. Well, you can see from there the condition of it. It is completely destroyed. So going to be replacing that. Got Light Flight 1. Got Clive here. He's the one who's got me into this job. So I'm going to be doing the water heater. We've also got a vanity unit going here, like just a small with a little basin going on top. This waste pipe, going to be replacing that as well because, well, it's all messed up. There's a lot of stuff that's not right with it. So we're just going to be replacing the whole run. But we're going to, this is 3-inch pipe, which is an absolute nightmare to get hold of for some reason. We've tried loads of places where you can get it from. It's stupidly expensive. And to try and upsize this to 4-inch would have been too much hassle because of just where it goes out there. So because all it is, it's going to be 2 basins. It's only 2 basins, isn't it, Clive?
2 basins, yeah.
2 basins teeing into it. So we're going to downsize this to 2-inch pipe because it's only 2 basins. So
2 basins and a petty.
And a little mani-pedi thing, yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. So it's not going to have a lot of wastewater running through it. So, I mean, normally you have multiple outlets that are teed into 1.5 inch anyway in some cases, but because obviously this is a nail salon, so there's going to be a little bit more water usage, but not massive amounts, and especially what's going to be teed into here. So rather than try to upsize this to 4-inch and create a lot more drama trying to run it out and everything, I'll show you the reason why. So it comes out here and then I think there's loads of snails because it's just been raining. I think I accidentally just stepped on one. Sorry. For any animal lovers out there, it was an accident. But yeah, it goes under this concrete block and then goes into there. And we didn't really want to start messing around with this. So because it's not a massive run and there's not that many wastes teeing into it, we decided we'll downsize it to 2-inch and we can actually use this 3-inch as a sleeve. So we can run we're going to run the 2-inch here and cut that 3-inch probably about there and then just run the 2-inch into it so that it will still go into the drain. We don't know where it actually enters here, whether it's down below or if it's at that level, but we didn't want to start messing with the concrete step. I also need to tee off the hot and colds here because we're going to have a basin here. So we're going to cut this section of the wall out, get rid of this pipework here because I don't know where this is teeing in from. Get rid of that because we want to try and minimize any dead legs and then that can be made good. So from the cold, I want to see how the pipes are coming through there. Put a butterfly valve, so we've got another point of isolation. I'm not a big fan of the isolation of the flexies there because let's say if you need to replace this flexi, you still then need to have a point of isolation. So we'll put a butterfly valve on the incoming cold and then we'll just get 2 new flexies and then we'll need to tee off of this and tee off the cold for wherever the basin's going to go here. And then yeah, the PRV, I'm going to be running it into the waste, but I've got a non-return valve tundish, so it's going to stop any smells from coming through, etc. So yeah, first things first, just get the water off. Let's get things decommissioned, disconnected, and then go from there. Right, so it's just got a bit more interesting because we were trying to figure out where this hot is being fed from, because from here it just goes through the wall, and on the other side they've just got a basin and a petty seat, whatever. But I'm trying to figure out where these is going. So pipes are running here through this wall. Then we just clocked that we've got these two pipes up here as well. And we found in here, let me get my torch out. So this is an old cold water storage tank up here. There's the main stopcock. So the cold main is coming in there. It splits, tees off there, going to the toilet and the basin. And then from here, it comes up. And there's a gate valve and a lever valve. That goes into 22. And the top 15mm pipe there, well, that looks like it's actually Imperial from that compression coupling. Yeah, I think that is Imperial. That then comes out this side. So the bottom one there is a cold feed. Top one there is a hot feed, which means, let me just pop this back here. Which means that inside the wall here, it's probably teed off, and because you can see, well, you can't see any pipes here. So that's going into a void in between this wall space. So it means that what I was initially planning on doing is on this side. I found the hot and colds coming here, and I was gonna maybe just renew it from here, punch a hole straight through. But it looks like as it goes through the wall, it's probably teed up into the wall. So we might have to leave this as it is and then just try and work off the connections in there, because we don't know what's going on inside the wall. We're going to cut the wall open anyway because we want to try and get rid of that expansion vessel on the dead leg, but we'll have to see how it's teed inside there, see if we can renew it or keep it as it is. So let's find out. Right, so the old water heater's off the wall, drained it all out. Now we're just going to cut this bit of wall out here. Main reason is we want to try and get rid of that vessel on the dead leg, but we also want to see where the hot and colds, well, we know the cold, we want to see where the hot's teed off for that basin in there. If we can redo the tee in the wall, then we can rerun the pipes from the other side of the wall. If it's a bit of a mishmash in there, then we're going to leave it, and we're just going to have to adapt off of where these are coming out of the wall. But main thing is we just want to try and get rid of that dead leg for that. And as long as the bracket is the same, I've tightened that up a bit, but this is solid wall. So this is dot and dab or plasterboard, whatever. So this should technically just hang straight back on here as long as the brackets are the same, and then we can do what we need to do with the pipe work. But yeah, first things first, let's get this wall cut open and see what's going on inside. Right, Clive's cut the wall out there, so now we can see where the pipes are running. So got hot and colds coming through there, and that's obviously then teed off behind this wall and going to around that side there. Expansion vessel, I'm just going to get rid of that T and put a coupling in there, so that'll sort that out. And I'm going to cut here and get rid of this compression coupling here, and then bring new two hot and cold feeds here to the water heater. And then I've also got to fit, because having a look at the instructions, I've got to fit two pressure relief valves. So I've got the 6-bar pressure relief valve, which is this one, and then you've got the 3-bar one, which is the one that comes over the actual water heater. So I've got that to do. What else? Obviously electrical connections are fine because that supply is coming from there, so that's that cable there. Pressure reducing valve I've just fitted as well. Don't know if it needs it because I doubt we've got more than 3.5 bar, but I've put the pressure reducing valve just after the stopcock there, so that's all in place. So now Clive's going to start undoing the waste. I'm going to get the water heater hung and then just cut out the hot and colds there, and then just renew the pipe work and bring it straight onto it. Right, excuse the hair. I need to get a haircut today, hopefully, because I'm doing some filming with Testo tomorrow, so I need to look the part. So hopefully I can get this done today and then get my hair cut in. But just to give a little update, just had a bit of lunch, new water heaters on the wall. We've opened up the pipeworks, boarding, so we know where's what's what. I've pressed that in, so that's where the old expansion vessel was. So that's been taken out. Now my plan is from here, where's it gone? Oh, let's bring this up here. Which way around is that? Non-return valve facing down. Yep. So that will basically, the plan is that will go into there. I'll cut that there, and then the expansion vessel, I'll put the female line elbow in there, so I can put a T-piece here that will then come up into there. I might actually even put a T, oh, I need to check on the MIs. No, that pressure relief valve needs to come after the non-return valve, so that's fine. So I can even cut that a little bit shorter, bring that higher up, and then T come off here into there, come off here for the 6-bar pressure relief valve. Tie that in with this because they can both be teed in together into the ton dish, and then from there that's going to go into copper into the 2-inch pipe. So that's the plan, and then I've just got to bring from there cold straight across there where that pencil mark is. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Then the hot as well, just tee there and bring that over to there. So that will be that part done, and then yeah, Clive's gonna do the vanity and all that. He's gonna be sorting the waste out. I'll see how much I get and how much time I've got, and I'll try and give him a hand. But my main thing is to get this bit done and then bring the hot and cold feeds up to there, and then he can crack on with the rest. So let's try and get a bit of pipe work done. Right, I'm partially done. The dry trap ton dish that I had, when I tried to put it on, when I tried to tighten the top nut on, it snapped. But other than that, everything's done. It's all wired up, it's on, it's tested. We've got hot water coming out the taps, which is good. I'm just gonna have to come back another day with another dry trap ton dish. Clive is just gonna basically do the waste pipe wherever he needs to, and then from there I can come off in 22mm and go wherever. So I've done both PRVs. So that one, I brought it up from there around, and then that's teed into there, teed into the other PRV, so that goes straight into the ton dish. Expansion vessels down there, obviously hot, cold, that's all done. Valve those two off, so those two main lines going to be for that little vanity basin unit, and that's about it really. So my part here is 95% done. Just got to come back and do that last 5%. Clive's going to finish off doing the waste pipe, and I'm going to go shoot to another breakdown. So keep you guys posted on that one. All right, so we've got here a CDI, which has got EA. Now obviously EA could be pretty much anything. Ignition lockout. We've got condense running into a stack pipe here, which you've got another 1, 2, 3, 4 different wastes going into that stack. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset it. I want to see what it does. If it starts gurgling, then we know it's a condense issue. If it's anything else, if it fires up, I'll check the combustion, we'll check the electrodes, see if it's anything else. But just start with the basics first and see what the boiler does and go from there. Okay, so case off. Visually, that's the new electrodes. So customers just told me that the electrodes were replaced back in January, so it's not going to be an electrode issue. I can hear bubbling. Yeah, condense. I can hear bubbling, so, which is strange because the condense trap itself is pretty clear. Don't know how well it comes up on camera, but I can definitely hear bubbling. Let me bring the mic up to there. I don't know if that picks up the bubbling sound. That's basically the boiler igniting, but then failing to ignite because there's too much water caught in the sump. So it's basically just knocking the flame out. So that's fine. So we know what it is. Let's now turn this off.
Did you adjust the thermostat, or you
No, I've just turned the boiler off, and yeah, we'll just get the condense trap out and find out why it's not actually clearing out, whether it's a problem here or if it's a problem in the sump itself. Right, let's get it all drained out first. Right, so I've just undone that, and it's all just drained out into the wet vac. I've just got the wet vac out to get it all out. So that's telling me there's another issue with this condense terminating into the stack pipe. So gonna see what other alternative options we have about terminating this elsewhere, because if this is a constant issue, because customers saying that it happens every so often, so we want to try and eliminate that. Now obviously I can't get to the stack pipe, and there's also this insulation and everything in there, so I don't know how deep in there it is, but maybe we need to look at another route to terminate this somewhere else so that it's not going to keep getting blocked up. So what we'll do for now, if I pop that back on, turn that on, and that should run in a moment. Yeah, see, it's already running a lot more quieter. No bubbling, no rumbling. Just wait for.
So were you able to clean out that track?
Yeah, I literally just
from the bottom.
Just undid that connection there, and loads of water came out, which proves, there you go, look, burner's on, that's fired up, and it's not making any more loud rumbling sounds or anything like that, and that's because there's no more condensate left in there. It's all drained out, so it's now able to fire properly as it should do. So had a look on the other side of the wall. Now there isn't a gully on that side. The stack pipe goes underground, and then there's a drain access hole at the back there, but there is a rainwater down pipe on this side. So what I'm gonna do is come back another day, one day next week, cut this out, probably cap that somewhere there, and then put a neutralizer in there, and then through the neutralizer punch a hole through the wall, and then pop that into the rainwater gully. It's, from what I can see, without having to rip out all this and trying to get access to the stack pipe, it's going to be the easiest solution, the simplest solution, and the cheapest solution. So that's what we're going to go with. I mean, right now the boiler's, she's humming away, no issues. So hopefully that condense will be okay until next week, and we'll be back then to get that sorted out. So stay tuned.